Hello Year 3, welcome to our second maths video. Let's check you've got everything you need in front of you. So you need a sharp pencil, a ruler and your maths book. Just check you've got that now. Okay, we're going to move on to big maths first today. So in our top left corner, we are counting in 50s and we can see some numbers there that are a little bit jumbled up. I'd like to see if you can order them in your book, starting from the lowest number, going to the highest number, counting in your 50s. So pause the video and do that now. And next we have our Learn It box, and we're focusing on 3 Learn It's this week. Well, yesterday we talked about some strategies to help us remember them in your book. I'd like to see if you can write them out as quick as you can this time, and popping in the answers, off you go. And here are our answers, and you can tick them if you'd like to, if you got them correct. If you didn't get them correct, just have a little think about that strategy we talked about yesterday. It might be that you could double a number, or it might be there's a near number that's quite easy to work with. So just have a think about maybe what went wrong. It's Nothing New box. We've got halving today. I've mixed up the numbers from yesterday. So in your book, can you write down half 700 is half 900 is and if you're a bit stuck, please do think about that trick we showed you in the week. So pause the video and do that now. We'll do the answers today, I think. I might write them in. My numbers might be a bit wobbly, but I'm sure you'll be able to read them. So half 700 is 350. And I know that because half of 70 is 35. I've just made it 10 times bigger by adding on the 0. Half of 900 is 450. Half of 300 is 150, and half of 500 is 250. It's interesting how they've all got 50 in these numbers at the end. And the last little box today then, so I'd like you to work out 29 divided by 3. You might know a multiple of 3 that fits into 29. We want the highest one, don't we, without going over 29. Or you might need to count up in 3s to see what you get up to. So you might want to pause the video to do that. You might just know it, in which case just write down that little sentence we've got on the board there. There we go. Our answer is 9, remainder 2. Because 3 times 9 is 27, 27, 28, 29, we've got 2 remainder. Tick it if you got that right. And now we're going to move on to our maths lesson. So can you jot down the date and LO in your maths book and underline it with a ruler? Pause the video. We're going to start on our review slide first. So we've got some questions here. The first one says, how many apples are there? So I'd like you to just write a total. There we are. There are 6 lots of 4, and that's 24 apples in total. We might do the next 2 together, so you haven't got to keep pausing the video. So number 2, write a multiplication equation to represent the fish. That just means a number sentence to represent the fish. And number 3, can you complete the number track? So maybe do those 2 things this time, pause the video, and we'll check in with you in a minute. Fab, well done. So we've got 4 times 3 is 12 because there are 4 fish bowls and in each one we've got 3 fish. Altogether we've got 12. And with our number track, you can just check you've got the right multiples there, although we should have, because we're pretty good with our 4s now, aren't we? So just do a little quick check and just make any corrections if you've got something wrong. Okay, let's move on to our explore slides then. So we can see at the top we've got some plates and some biscuits on the plates. Now the biscuits are in equal groups because that's really important when we're dividing, isn't it? So we can see we've got 5 lots, we've got 5 plates of 4 biscuits, and in total that is 20 biscuits. We could say that's 5 times 4. There are 5 plates with 4 biscuits on, 20 biscuits in total, or we could say 4 times 5. The biscuits have been grouped into groups of 4 and there are 5 groups, and that totals 20 as well. Let's have a look at the next picture. We've got some egg boxes, and in each box there is 6 eggs. They've all got an equal amount in. I'd like to see if you can do the same sentences as what we've got here for the egg box picture. So pause the video and have a go at that. Okay, so let's have a look. We should have 4 lots of 6 eggs. That's 24 eggs altogether. You could have written 4 times 6 is 24 and 6 times 4 is 24. So on this slide we've got some arrays. The arrays actually are very, very similar. They're actually the same, but they've just been moved around slightly. So we're going to be looking at the rows first. Remember in the classroom we had rows and columns. So do that now with me. Rows and columns. Let's look at the rows first. We've got arrows here just to help us remember that these are the rows. Okay, so we could say we've got 4 rows of 8 because there are 4 of these rows going across and there are 8 in each one. We could say that's 4 times 8 and that's 32 altogether. And as a division number sentence, we could say there are 32 altogether, divided into 4 rows, and there's 8 in each row. I'd like to have a look at the next array. It says look at the columns this time. Just have a little go or have a little think about what these missing numbers are going to be. Looking at this one to give you a hand if you need to. So pause the video and have a think or have a go in your book at what you think those are going to be. Okay, so we're looking at the columns this time. So you should have thought about how there were 8 columns of 4 in each one. That could, well, that would have been written as 8 times 4 is 32. And as a division number sentence, 32 divided by 8 is 4. You might have noticed a relationship between these two arrays. They're working with the same numbers, aren't they? We've just switched them around a little bit depending on whether we're looking at the rows or the columns, but the total is always the same. So here we have got 2 number tracks. The first number track is the 2 times table and the second number track is the 4 times table. We're going to see if we can spot a relationship between the two. Have a little think, have a look and have a little think about what you can spot. We're going to have a little look at 6 times 2, and I know that 6 times 2 is 12. Now, if we have a look down to 6 times 4, 6 times 4 is 24. Have a think about what the relationship is between those 2 numbers. Pause the video and have a little think. Yeah, so you might have spotted that double 12 is 24. So actually when we're using our 4 times table, if we're working out a fact, we can actually take the number and double it, that's our 2 times table, and double it again, that would be our 4 times table. So that's just something to have a little think about and bear in mind. So here we have some numbers and we have a Venn diagram. This is called a Venn diagram. I don't think we've seen a lot of these in year 3 yet, but I wonder if you could actually draw this in your book. You might have something round you can draw around in somewhere in the room with you, or you might just need to draw a rough circle as best you can, but you want to make sure you've got some space in the middle, because we're going to be writing all the numbers that are multiples of 3 in this space, all the numbers that are multiples of 4 in this space, and any numbers that are multiples of both in the space in the middle, because there will be some numbers there that are multiples of both. So pause the video and have a go at that now. Okay, here we are. I'm just going to move this up so I can see it a little bit more clearly. So tick or just check what answers you got right or wrong. Hope you got these right. We should know our multiples of 3 and our multiples of 4 by now. That one we don't need to see. There is one on here that is actually in the wrong place though. I wonder if you can spot it. I wonder if you got it right on yours and you can spot it. There's one that is in the wrong place. Yes, it's this number 36. Why is 36 in the wrong place here? It's because 36 is actually a multiple of 4 as well. I know that 9 times 4 is 36. So 36 should be in this middle spot, shouldn't it? So if you got that one, well done. Okay, I just want to show you something, because we have to know how to multiply and divide by with 0 in the number sentence as well. So these two boys, they're having a go at a game and they want to work out which of their cards is the greatest. So we're going to, in the middle, fill out a more than or a less than sign once we've worked out what these values are. So to help me, we're going to have a little look at a story to go with them. We can draw a story, can't we, in maths sometimes to help us. So 0 times 4 means nothing, lots of 4. There are no groups of 4. So that would be nothing, add nothing, add nothing, add nothing. Totals nothing. So this little boy's card value, unfortunately, is nothing. Now let's have a look at this boy's card. He's got 0 divided by 4. That means he's got nothing and he's going to divide it into 4 groups. He's divided it between his friends, and unfortunately his friends have also got nothing. So think about what symbol is going to go in the middle here if we're comparing these two cards. Yes, it's going to be an equals. It's the same as, isn't it? Unfortunately, on this occasion, these boys have both got nothing. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So I just want you to have a little think about how you might solve a higher digit multiplication by 4. And there are a few different ways you could do this. So we've got 15 times 4. Pause the video, have a little think about how many ways you can think of solving that problem. Let me talk to you about a few different ways. You might have chosen one of these ways, or you might have chosen a different way. Let's look at the first way here. We've got a little girl here and she's decided, she said, I started from 12 times 4, which she already knew was 48, and counted up 3 more 4s, and she's used a number line to help her. So that was one way of doing it. She could have written the multiple of 12 times 4 here, couldn't she? And then done 3 more jumps in 4s. That was one way. You might have thought of that way. This little boy has decided to double 15 and then double it again. Do you remember how we said in the number tracks how we can double a number and double it again? And that gives us our 4 times that number. So he's used a couple of bar models here to help him. He's got 15, he's doubled it, and he knows that double 15 is 30. And then he's doubled 30, and very easy calculation, double 3 is 6. He knows that double 30 is 60. And there's another way I wanted to show you as well. This little boy, he's decided to add 10 times 4 and 5 times 4 to make 60, because he's partitioned the 15 into 10 times 4 and 5 times 4. So that was quite clever. And he's drawn an array to help him. So if you get a question a bit like this in today's task, there are a few different ways you can do this, and you could rewind this video to have a look at this again if you get a bit stuck on those questions. So now it's your turn. Have your book ready. I'd like everyone to complete the next 2 slides of questions or have a little go at those. And then the third slide, a bit like yesterday's lesson, is a bit of a challenge. So if you found the lesson really quite straightforward, maybe you've got a lot right, definitely have a go at the challenge. But again, I wouldn't expect everybody to be having a go at that. Just make sure you all have a go at the next 2 slides as a minimum, have a little go. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and I'll flick through the next slides in a moment. Good luck. Make sure you take a little picture of what you've done in your maths book, please, and pop it onto Dojo. And I'll really enjoy having a look at those. So see ya.